Tomb Raider has been in the news a whole lot over the weekend, from a canceled tabletop RPG game to some new rumors that just dropped, and we'll dive into those and see how plausible they really are, as well as fans pushing back against the state of the Tomb Raider franchise and what is going on, because we have been receiving flop after flop after flop and complete disrespect to the Lara Croft brand. So let's go ahead and dive into this video. First, I want to talk about the canceled tabletop game. It says the tabletop role-playing game Tomb Raider Shadows of Truth has been canceled by Evil Hat Productions following creative differences with Crystal Dynamics. The two companies are no longer collaborating. I made a video going over all of this, so if you don't know what this was, it was one of the biggest abominations to ever grace the Tomb Raider franchise. I'm so glad that it won't be seeing the light of day. I said, gee, I wonder why they canceled this game, because this gives you an indication of what they were going for with this game. First of all, Evil Hat Productions is known to make a bunch of LGBTQ demonic. It's demonic. I'm a Christian. This stuff is demonic ideology that they're pushing on society, and we shouldn't be encouraging it. We should be encouraging people to get out of it. So, of course, you see them push that in here with, you've got this transgender character over here. And then with this embodies a lot of what's going on and what we have seen that they've tried to infiltrate in the gaming space. They've tried to make things as woke as possible. And here you have, they've covered the bases at what appears to be a, I don't know if they're going for the they-them angle. They-them, overweight black woman. They are, I'm sorry, I misgendered her. Overweight black them with prosthetics, 2 prosthetic legs, because one was not enough. So this was actually a character that was going to appear in this game. And that's the thing. Tomb Raider has had black female characters that were cool. So obviously, because they always want to spin this and act like we're racist or this, that, or the other. No, this is just, hey, let's throw everything in the hat to get as many virtue signaling woke points as possible with this character. And that's what they did. So yeah, again, this company is known for their lesbian games, seems to be their specialty. This would have been an absolute abomination. I'm so glad it didn't see the light of day. It would have flopped colossally. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the rumors that we received over the weekend. New rumors of the future of the franchise have surfaced on Reddit. The post was quickly deleted. While we're not confirming anything, take them with a grain of salt, they said. Now, I read a couple of points and I wanted to wait and get my reaction on video before I read them all. So I didn't read them all. So let's go ahead and see what this says. So it says, this post shall soon be taken down to provide some clarity for those waiting for the next game. The Crystal Dynamics team is well aware of the fans' impatience for the upcoming Tomb Raider game. Okay, we already know that. It's been very clear. However, under the strategic direction of Embracer Group, the franchise is being positioned for broader market reach. This includes a series of collaborations initiated after the Amazon Games publishing agreement was renewed in the summer of 2023. As part of this strategy, Embracer requested that all previous Tomb Raider titles be remastered prior to the release of the new game to gain the affection of the fans across eras. Well, they had to try to cheer the fans up with something, and the remasters would have been the way to do it, because classic Tomb Raider is the only real Tomb Raider, okay? And the remasters were excellent, mind you. Saber did an incredible job developing those. Embracer requests the franchise to follow in the footsteps of Resident Evil and the soon-to-be rival Silent Hill. Okay, so if they want to follow in the footsteps of like what Resident Evil is doing, then they would do remakes, and then they would do a continuation. So you'd have like present day continuation as well as remakes, but I don't know. We'll see if that's plausible. The next mainline game will not be titled or referred to as Tomb Raider 12. No, duh. Why is that even on the list? They dropped the numbers a long time ago. Okay, as they've ditched their number system altogether. Are they pretending like they have been using the number system since Tomb Raider 3 in 1998 or 98. Yeah, 98. They dropped those numbers a long time ago. So what is even this? I'm really struggling to feel like this is valid if they're already saying that. The project is referred to by the code name Black Diamond, with the actual title to be determined. Now, it was called codename, allegedly, it was called codename Jawbreaker. That was when we saw a whole other mess of leaks that came from Sacred Symbol podcasts that they found. Those I actually believe are true. But it got so much backlash that I'm sure that they changed a lot of things. But this, we'll see. The project underwent a major creative overhaul in the summer of 2023, along with unexpected layoffs. Okay, believable. The Society of Raiders leaks were part of a controlled experiment to test fan reactions to see if such idea could be appreciated for another title and to steer as much as possible for the current focused title. Well, if they wanted to make the fan base mad, then they would have accomplished that with those. Rumors surrounding Sophie Turner being cast as Lara Croft for the upcoming film, written by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, are true. While Daisy Ridley was considered a top candidate, scheduling conflicts due to her commitment to a new Star Wars project alongside personal health concerns led her to withdrawal, and she was deemed unfit. Filming is expected to begin in late July, with Sicily being one of the spots, okay? The film's script has been revised significantly to better balance the survivor Lara with elements of her classic portrayal, as there will be one Lara Croft only across media. It should be classic Lara Croft, but they want to do this unified version, which is just a direct contradiction, but anyway. Which is the unified Lara Croft. The original version was deemed too classic-like. If this is true, oh my goodness. Let me not throw stuff. All right. And not so budget-friendly by the executive team. Okay. The Legend of Lara Croft Season 2, that was the Netflix production, is currently slated for release in October, depending on production delays at Legendary. I mean, that's believable. They already had 2 seasons in the works. And even though the first one flopped, they already signed for 2. The Legend Anniversary Underworld remasters, developed in collaboration with Aspyr, their final work, scheduled for release on February 14th, 2026. However, this date remains risky. Multiple release windows for each game are being considered to prevent delaying the main title further. No remakes, as they deem the old titles masterpieces. Discussions surrounding a remaster survival trilogy halted due to budget cuts. First of all, the Survivor trilogy doesn't even need a remaster. I don't think Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld need a remaster either. I also question if this is true. I'd be shocked if it was. All right, the next mainline game is currently targeting a May 2026 release. Grand Theft Auto 6 could cause a delay or a month of early release. A fan event is planned for February 14th, 2026 to celebrate the franchise's 30th anniversary, where a first look of the title is expected. Should timelines shift, the game may instead be positioned for a showcase at the Game Awards. Those submission windows do not open until September, and plans remain subject to change. Ideas revolving around a statement about the future of the main title this summer are in discussion as well. All right, so there are also early discussions underway about partnering with a Hot Topic female artist for a promotional track for the game's launch, though nothing can be finalized so early on. Okay, apart from Dead by Daylight, 2 additional major collaborations are planned for the remainder of the year, alongside Funko and a new Dark Horse comic series, which will follow directly after the events of The Legend of Lara Croft Season 2 on Netflix. I don't know if these are true. It's hard to call. Really hard to call. I think some of this seems plausible, some of it doesn't. So I guess we will see. I don't really have any strong opinions on that. So let's talk about what some of the fans' backlashes are right now. So we have here, Base QQ says, anime of Tomb Raider flopped. Certain titles got canceled. Unification is not working. And survival Lara Croft narrative is burned out to the ground. I hope that Embracer Group realize that it's time to return to what made the IP famous and good. Come back to original classic Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. I 1000% agree with this. So then we also have here from Anton is Croft, who says a message for the Tomb Raider community. Lara Croft isn't just a character, she is a symbol. And they shared this fan art. The fan art was, who made the fan art? Oh, Anton, I guess. This was Anton's attempt at a unified Lara Croft. I don't like unified Lara Croft as a concept, but I will say this is possibly my favorite fan rendition of such. I think her facial features are everything from her color palette to her facial features are very Lara Croft. Now, when I say, and I've said this time and time again, give her Angelina Jolie-esque features, and people are like, but that would be expensive. You can't pay her for that. I don't obviously mean that you have to do a one-for-one scan. You can just do something like this. She has some very Angelina Jolie-esque features because classic Lara Croft does. That's just how she looks. So I think this is actually really fantastic. The face, the coloring, the hair, this looks great. All right, so let's see what Anton said here. Reclaiming Lara Croft, a call to the community. There was a time when the very name Lara Croft stood for more than just a video game character. She was iconic, fierce, intelligent, unapologetically confident. She embodied a unique blend of strength, elegance, danger, and charisma. Her design wasn't just about looks, it was a statement. She was a woman who could outgun, outthink, and outlast anyone while maintaining a mythic, untouchable presence. But over the years, Lara Croft has slowly lost her essence. What made her legendary has been diluted. Her bold confidence softened. Her visual identity made more generic. Her personality restrained under the guise of realism or relatability. The powerful silhouette, the self-assured smirk, the sense of adventure that was larger than life, all gradually stripped away. She's become just another survivor in a sea of post-apocalyptic trauma stories. And with that, the symbol that Lara Croft once was is fading into something less extraordinary. We cannot stand by as one of gaming's most influential icons is reshaped into something forgettable. This isn't about resisting change, it's about preserving identity. Evolution is natural, but it must be rooted in essence, not erasure. We as a community, fans, artists, writers, creators, need to speak up. We must protect the legacy of Lara Croft and push for a version of her that remembers why she became a legend in the first place. Let's reignite the conversation. Let's demand respect for the character that inspired millions. Let's show the industry that Lara Croft is not just a figure to be reimagined endlessly, but a legacy to be honored. Lara Croft deserves better, and we have the power to make that known. This is actually really perfect. Like that whole write-up, honestly, perfect. I don't like community posts a lot because a lot of them block me. Even when I like to post, they'll block me because of my Christian beliefs and how I'm against LGBTQ ideology, and I would want people to get out of that for their eternal soul. But a lot of people in the community are in the Tomb Raider community are also in that community. So I get blocked a lot. Anyway, very, very well said. This is an actual, you can tell that the person who wrote this is a huge Tomb Raider fan and definitely understands what made Lara Croft Lara Croft. So extremely well said. So there you have it for the latest Tomb Raider news. I know I haven't uploaded in like 2 weeks, but that's because I have been working really hard on my Bible channel, where I have not only regular daily devotional uploads now, but I also have verse of the day that I'm uploading every single day as well. So that's two, like a video and a short every single day, in addition to the normal stuff I keep doing with on the Corner Inks podcast and so on and so forth. So would love to see you on my Bible channel and all over social media. I also made alternate Bible Time with Melanie Mac accounts on X, on Instagram, on obviously YouTube, and on TikTok even. And I think that covers it. So Bible time with Melanie Mack. I would love to see you on my channel here on YouTube and all over social media so that you can hear the word of God every single day. That's my goal. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.